Let's get on YouTube. Good afternoon. This is Judge Elisa Bettis presiding over the 210 District Court criminal docket for May 16, 2023. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our next case, please?
Bottom of page 19, Judge. Annex, we have Barnett. In cause number 2022-0D02097, State of Texas versus Andrew Barnett. Announcement of counsel, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Chris Anchono on behalf of Mr. Barnett. We are ready.
And Mr. Barnett is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are scheduled for a bond hearing today. Mr. Anchondo, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, Mr. Barnett is currently being held on a $100,000 bond. He was previously on this case arrested back in August of 2021. At that time, he was granted a PR bond. When he was granted the PR bond, he was pending a federal charge. And so when he was given the PR bond and released, he was picked up on the federal warrant and taken to New Mexico. He then was incarcerated in New Mexico for those charges, and because of that, he wasn't able to report as scheduled to his PR bond, and then they issued the violation notice because of that, because he was not able to do that, to check in. And so, Judge, Mr. Barnett will be living here in El Paso. He has no ties to Mexico. He will be living with his mother, his 2 kids, and the mother of the 2 kids. Currently, because of the time that Mr. Barnett's been in custody, he does not have the funds to come up with really any sizable amount of bond, Judge, or any bond. His mother is on Social Security, so she's not able to help, and the mother of the children just watches the kids. And any savings that Mr. Barnett did have, she's used that up already in caring for the children. So, Judge, we'd ask that Mr. Barnett be allowed back onto the PR bond that he was originally on. There are no other charges that are going to be keeping him or putting him out into other holdings or anything else. He's taking care of all those other cases. And so he does want to fight this case from outside, Judge, and I believe that, and I filed 2801 motions on this case. I do believe that there are some facts that me and Mr. Barnett need to go out, and there's some evidence that Mr. Barnett has that would be more accessible to him outside, that could assist in possible suppression hearings on this. And so, Judge, we'd ask that he be allowed back onto the PR bond that he was originally on, and given the opportunity to report and do what he needs to do while he's here in Texas, and the ability to be here in El Paso.
All righty, Mr. Vandenberg.
Your Honor, the state would point out that Mr. Barnett failed to report from September of 2022 until December. We think that he's a flight risk because not that he would flee off to Mexico, but the charges against him are that he, the facts behind this are the officers were dispatched to a vehicle driving without lights. They ran his information. He was returned with 5 traffic warrants and a federal criminal warrant. during an inventory search, the officers found meth in the center console, 23 grams. And that lab report is in, and we have 8 pills, which are believed to be fentanyl. So again, he's involved in possession of this. He also has a prior charge of theft of property from 2018. So given all that, the state would request that he not be given a bond, or rather that he be given a bond to remain in detention, Your Honor.
And Judge, I want to point out the federal criminal warrant that was a probation violation because of these arrests. So he, to my knowledge, in all his court hearings, he has not missed a court date. I do not believe he is a flight risk because he has acknowledged and taken care of all those hearings and those times. So Judge, I know Mr. Vandenberg wanted to start saying that he was a flight risk, but I do not believe the evidence shows that he is a flight risk.
Aside from the federal charge, in terms of criminal history, you mentioned a theft. Is that the extent of the prior criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor. And that theft is from 2018.
And you said, what is his living situation here, Mr. Anchondo? He has family here?
Yes, Judge, he has his mother who he's going to be living with, along with his 2 children who are aged 15 and 12, and the mother of the children.
Anything else, Mr. Vandenberg?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to grant defense request. I am going to reinstate the original, well, at least the amount, $50,000. He was on a $50,000 PR bond. He is going to report once a month. I believe they're reporting in person now, Mr. Anchondo, so he will report once a month to the PR bond office. He may not leave El Paso County or change his place of residence without court permission, commit no new offenses. He will have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., be subject to testing, use no illegal drug or alcohol. I did not see, let me double check. I didn't see any co-defendants in this case, right? It's just him. Okay. I think that's it.
Thank you, Judge, and he will be reporting and do all that needs to be done.
Also advise him, Mr. Anchondo, when you meet with him about the court's reporting. I'm looking at the settings. It looks like he only has a final hearing, plea deadline, and jury trial in November, December. So court.
Yeah, Judge, I'm going to be setting probably, and I'll talk with Mr. Vandenberg a little bit more about this in the future, but I most likely will be setting some type of 28-1 motions in the.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. We're missing the interim settings. So, yeah. So Jasmine, because we have 2 Jasmines here. If you can maybe get with Esteban to get the interim settings leading up to that December 1st trial setting. So we need to have status conference, 2801 deadline, final judges, all those things. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
All righty. Thank you very much. All right. Good to go.
Judge. May I be excused?
You may. Well, actually, Mr. Anchondo, don't you have one more?
I don't believe I do.
Mr. Marufo?
No, Judge, I don't see him on, oh, yes, Judge.
Yes.
Page 25. Mr. Webb, Melvin Webb.
Melvin Webb.
Does your office still represent him?
Mr. Anchondo, he actually was, and maybe as we get Mr. Webb, Mr. Huffman. So we were working with Mr. Webb on some probation issues initially, and I had appointed public defenders, but then when he fell off track, for some reason, public defenders, and I think Ms. Welch explained it to me, but I can't do it right now. Anyways, public defenders got removed and JMAG appointed, well, Mr. Anchondo, your dad. And so I want to see, number one, if we have Mr. Webb here, and I wanted to, Mr. Ramos, are you on that one as well? Okay. And Mr. Huffman, I received an extensive case summary from probation, kind of documenting all the things that we went through up until the point where he fell off track. So I didn't know the status of any assistance your office had provided or was able to connect the social worker. That's the one thing that I was kind of looking at, is to see if we actually connected the social worker with Mr. Webb. First of all, where's Mr. Webb?
Annex, may we have a Melvin Webb?
Coming right up.
Your Honor, to my knowledge, there has been no connection.
No contact, right. There's an extensive case summary as we get Mr. Webb here, pretty much documenting that he doesn't want to participate in treatment. There we go. Let's go ahead and call it.
In cause number 2018-0D03793, State of Texas versus Melvin Eric Webb Jr. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Chris Anchondo on behalf of Mr. Webb.
Reina Ramos in behalf of probation.
And Mr. Webb is appearing remotely from the jail annex. I've also asked Mr. Huffman to also consult here as we were set for a probation status hearing, and we don't have another one set until August. Mr. Webb is now in custody, and I was explaining to council that public defenders had been removed, I believe, once the bench warrant issued, and Mr. Anchondo was then appointed on this probation case. But Mr. Anchondo, you haven't looked at any of the history on this case?
I have not been able to,
Okay.
Judge, no.
I just assumed reappoint public defenders, Mr. Anchondo, if it's not going to give you a whole ton of heartache. I wanted to confirm here at this setting to make sure that you hadn't done some work on this, that maybe we made some different inroads, but if we're where I think we are, I just assume keep the public defenders on this case.
And we wouldn't oppose to that, Judge.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Court Jasmine, we're going to reappoint Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Webb. With that, Mr. Anchondo, you're good to go.
Thank you, Judge. May be excused.
You may. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Huffman, I think you have I don't know if you saw the most recent summary, but we had a lot of issues where it's just at every step of treatment, there are a lot of difficulties. So when we can get them connected with the treatment plan, it's kind of having to be tweaked quite a bit. And then ultimately there were several indications from Mr. Webb that he just doesn't want to participate in any kind of treatment. I did think I heard from Ms. Ramos, and I think it was in the case summary as well, that we had not made that contact with your social worker. I do have some serious concerns that there might be a mental health component here, that I know there was an assessment and there are some diagnoses there. I want to make sure we're not talking about some type of competency or anything like that. So I would like to reschedule the probation status hearing for 30 days with him in custody to see if that can expedite or help your social worker better connect with Mr. Webb, and maybe get some input from you about if there are other concerns, or if we're really just talking about he doesn't want to be on probation, he doesn't want to do treatment, and we're just looking at a time rack.
Understood, Your Honor. And I've spoken to Mr. Villalobos, our social worker, and we're kind of mainly focused on a possible intellectual disability, Your Honor.
Okay. Do what you need to do, and then we'll just come back in 30 days. Ms. Ramos, thank you for that detailed report. It was very helpful. All right, we'll come back in 30 days. Thank you very much.
Maybe excuse, Your Honor.
You may. Thank you, Mr. Webb. Who's next?
Page 21, Judge. Annex, may we have a Corona, Lizette?
Go ahead.
In cause number 2020-0D00443 and 2020, excuse me, Judge, and 2019-0D05734, State of Texas versus Lizette Fernanda Corona. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ruben Ortiz on behalf of Ms. Corona.
And Ms. Corona is appearing from the jail annex. We're scheduled in both these cases for both probation status hearings and bond hearings. Mr. Ortiz, are you up to speed on what the issues were in terms of her being placed into custody?
Not, well, I guess we can confirm those, Your Honor. I think I know some information, but probably not all.
So the court had received reports that she was in Irving, Texas. Some initial reports I received were that there were some police situations that initially, although they may have seemed that maybe she was the accused, she may have been the victim, I'm not really sure. In any event, she was reporting to probation that she was in town when she wasn't in town. And so there was quite a mix up there. We can go to your bond hearing though, if that's what you want to do.
Okay, yes, sorry, Your Honor. Well, Judge, you know, this is a case, and I think you know this case very well because we, at least I know I tried real hard dealing with all the cases that we were dealing with. I'm always optimistic, Your Honor, with my clients. I was very optimistic with Ms. Corona, Your Honor. I'm not sure if there was any psychiatric conditions, Your Honor. I don't know if she was on the mental health case load or not, Judge. I don't recall. Was she, Judge? I don't remember.
Let me go back to the report. I did read it, but that's a good question. I don't recall if we did screening. Carla, do you remember offhand?
No, Your Honor, she's not on the,
Mental health caseload?
And Judge, I can tell you that, you know, since I began working on this case, I'm not an expert in the psychiatric field, Judge. However, I can tell you that in dealing with these types of cases, Judge, there is a lot of that going on with a lot of our clients, especially ones where you see erratic behavior, such as in this case where you saw erratic behavior taking place in a short span where she picked up a few cases, right? And I believe that this is one individual, in my opinion, one person, Your Honor, that needs to be you know, evaluated, Your Honor, perhaps evaluated by the probation department to see if she's a good candidate for the mental health caseload, Judge.
Mr. Ortiz, let me interrupt you right there so I can get some clarification from probation. I show that she had an appointment back in December with EHN. What was that about? It says Ms. Corona has an appointment with Dr. Hernandez from EHN on December 7th, 2022. She has not been taking medication because she was, I think she was pregnant. I don't know if she was, is, or wasn't.
I'm not sure she had her.
oh, yes, Your Honor, I see that. Let me confirm. I believe at the time it was also through CPS that she was being asked to follow up with certain appointments. But I know in the case itself, I don't see anything as far as Ms. Corona actually did
So
any appointment.
The EHN appointment might have been through CPS. It wasn't through probation. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I believe so, but I want to confirm with her officer, okay?
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Ortiz, go ahead. I just.
Yes, Your Honor. I really think Ms. Corona would be a great candidate for that type of I mean, for that type of for her probation, Your Honor, for her to succeed, I think it's imperative for her to be, you know, at the very least assessed, Your Honor, because I believe there's some things going on with her that she probably doesn't know about and that she probably has no control over, is what I'm thinking, Your Honor. However, only a medical professional in that field will be able to really assess this, Your Honor. You know, Judge, I was hoping that wouldn't come up, and it came up rather quickly. In what happened, Your Honor, and what the allegations are, Judge. I can't tell you, she's very young. I think she's what, 20 years old, super young. She's a mother. She's got 2 kids already, Your Honor.
Where are her children, Mr. Ortiz?
One of them, because of one of the cases, Judge, the father has primary custody, and the other one, she has custody, Your Honor.
And so their parents, I remember parents were involved. So are parents taking care of kids, or
right now, I'm not sure where, I think her daughter is with, the youngest child, the baby, is I think with either, the dad, I think it's with the father, Your Honor, right now.
Mm.
Of the baby, the baby's father, that's who the baby's with right now, Judge. I can tell you that she's was trying to do real estate, going to real estate school. She was also trying to do, she was working for H&R Block tax repair while she's trying to attend school for a real estate, Judge. She has been going to church prior to this. She has daycare for the child, while she's at school and such, Your Honor. She's completed, I believe, close to 100 hours of community service. I think, I'm not sure, the probation department will tell us more. She has not paid the fine as of yet, though, Your Honor. I think she's also completed some classes, Judge,
Mhm.
but the probation department will know more than myself, Your Honor. For now, Judge, I'm requesting any type of bond and any type of PR bond with it. If it's their cash surety, that's fine, but I think a PR bond also, or just the cash surety, she's already on probation. However, I think a modification, not a modification, but as part of her whatever bond conditions, even, Judge, I think maybe it would be a good idea for her to be on the mental health caseload, Judge, starting now and being assessed ASAP, or even prior to her bonding out, Your Honor. I don't know if that can happen also.
And that's where I am. So let me see, if you don't have anything else, Mr. Ortiz, let me hear from Mr. Vandenberg.
I don't have anything else to add, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
The state is in agreement with Mr. Ortiz about the mental health caseload. I think that would be a fantastic idea. It won't harm anything for sure, but I think it may very well establish some things here. In terms of a bond, the state would definitely request a high bond, and it's because of the history that Ms. Corona has shown. And this is part of the probation records. She failed to report between February and April 2023. She traveled, as everyone has been talking about, traveled to Irving without permission, December and January 2023. She failed to pay probation fees in September, October, December of 2022, and in February, March, of April of 2023. And she refused to provide UAs in October on the 20th and the 31st. So she has a history of not complying with the requirements of probation. So if she can't comply with the requirements, she should not be released, Your Honor.
Ms. Welch, can you help me out on this one? I am seeing that on this current jailing, they did do a 1622, but it was indicated there that they did not, the 1622 order from May 9th indicates that they did not reassess because within the past year, she had been assessed to have a mental health diagnosis. And I can't find the previous 1622. Can you find it?
Let me go ahead and look for you.
Okay. So I'm going to start with that, Mr. Ortiz, and here is where I'm heading with this. You and I both know, Ms. Corona knows as well, when we did her plea, I think I went well beyond what I would do in a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill plea because of all the concerns that we had about Ms. Corona being able to comply. I can't say I was the most enthused about the ultimate plea, but with your assurances, the state assurances, I think I agree with you 100%, Mr. Ortiz. I was hoping we wouldn't be here again already. But with that said, as far as I know, we're not talking about new cases. She was kind of, I'll say, like intermittent reporting. I know the child was part of the issue in that she had her child with her, and it was very difficult to conduct the initial assessments, things like that they needed. So it was kind of spotty reporting. The issue was that she took off. Okay, they're still looking for the 1622. And this is all to say, on your bond hearing, I will give you a bond. It's not going to be a good, easy bond. It's going to be $75,000 cash surety on each case. We're going to come back in 30 days for another probation status hearing. Carla, I need her to be assessed in the jail for mental health services. Ms. Welch is still looking for the other 1622. It's not on this case, but the one that they did on May 9th, Mr. Ortiz indicates that in the past year, she had been screened and did have a mental health diagnosis. So we'll come back in 30 days. We have the bonds. Yeah. Ms. Welch, can you tell me, are you reading that May 9th, 1622? Let me go back and see if I can find it. No mental
Currently loading
assessment.
for me.
Okay, it says no assessment is required as a defendant has been determined within the past year to be a person who has a mental illness or intellectual disability. And I
Yeah,
don't
that's
see
what's
that.
showing for me.
I don't have the prior 1622, Mr. Ortiz. I'm gonna look for it so we can have something or they can have something to go off of. I'm certainly, if they're doing some type of screening in the jail, Carla, are they gonna have access to the 1622?
That, Your Honor, I will have to get with her officer to see what she needs to possibly send over for Ms. Corona for signature. Because just to let the court know, the screening for mental health was not, I just checked, was not part of the actual orders, the conditions of probation when she pled. But I will see what Ms. Mendoza can do, her probation officer, to try to get this going as far as the screening while in custody.
Mr. Ortiz, that's the bonds for now. I think what we're really talking about is the mental health angle. So I'm not resetting her sooner because realistically, these mental health assessments are taking a little bit of time, but 30 days, we'll stay on top of it. Stay on top of it.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your
If you
Honor.
need to come back sooner than that, Mr. Ortiz, if something happens, please just let us know.
We'll do, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Who's next?
I'd be excused.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Top of page 22, Judge. Annex, may we have Jacqueline Johnston?
All right.
In cause number 2023-0D01038 and 2021-0D02931, State of Texas versus Jacqueline Starr Johnston. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Tom Hughes for the defendant. We're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
And Ms. Johnston is appearing from the jail annex. I just want to make sure my docket is accurate. So on the forgery case, she's not booked on that case? Is that, did she bond out on that or?
Judge, she was initially on a PR bond on the forgery case.
Okay.
When she got picked up the first of this year on the drug case, the bonding company surrendered her. There is no bond, to my understanding, on the forgery case, which is why we asked the court to set a bond.
Okay.
The drug case was originally out of the JMAG. It was a 2-count charge, and each one had a $15,000 surety bond. So they've been combined for a total of 30. There's one indictment, but the indictment has 2 counts in it. So that was a $30,000 bond. And on the forgery case, she has no bond. Before her arrest, she was reporting to PR bond, and she was on a good PR bond. And the rec on the this is previous to the recent arrest. The recommendation from the DA on the forgery case was 3 years deferred, which she had accepted. She had come in and signed the plea papers, and then she got picked up on the drug case. It was a traffic stop. She has 3 children that are presently residing with her mother. She's an American citizen. She's always, to my knowledge, lived in El Paso. And we're asking the court to set maybe a $5,000 bond on each count. That's about the max her family can come up with. When she got picked up, the children's father took her car and sold it, and one of her girlfriends took her credit cards and ran them up. So there's some financial disaster as a result of being in jail. So we're asking the court to set maybe a $5,000 surety bond in each case, and whatever PR component the court feels is appropriate under the circumstances.
Okay, Mr. Vandenberg?
Your Honor, the state would ask for a high bond on this matter. The facts show that there was a traffic stop where Ms. Johnson was pulled over for an improper lane change. They were able to find through a inventory search meth of 124 grams. That's confirmed in the lab report. She has a prior trial on possession of marijuana, less than 2 ounces. That was dismissed in 2007, Your Honor. But we would say that there's a good chance that she's a danger to the community for dealing in narcotics. And the police have said that they are very concerned that she, even within confinement, may be trying to set up deals even within confinement, Your Honor. So we would ask that she be a very high bond, if any bond is given, Your Honor.
Well, so the drug case is at 30,000 as it is. In terms of the forgery case, that one kind of predates. In terms of her criminal history on the jailings, I only see the POM as a prior. Are there any other priors outside of El Paso?
Not
Not that
that
I'm aware of, Judge.
Okay. So
We
where's
have a
she-
Class B marijuana and something that you'll probably get a chance to consider a pretextual traffic stop. There's probably a suppression motion coming down the road on that, but we'll see how it pans out.
Okay, anything else?
No, ma'am, that's all we have.
Mr. Vandenberg?
No, ma'am, nothing from the state.
Okay, and clause number 2021-0D02931, I'm going to go ahead and give her a $10,000 PR bond. She is to report twice a month. She may not change her place of residence or leave El Paso County without court permission. She'll be subject to a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Use no illegal drug or alcohol, subject to testing. Let me see. Her bond in cause number 1038 is going to be a $10,000 split bond, $5,000 cash surety, $5,000 PR. The PR conditions will be the same. I don't see, is there a co-defendant? Let me see.
No, Judge, I didn't see a co-defendant on the case ended in 1038, but I do know that the authorities were looking for another girl, and I believe her name is Ashley Contreras. I only say that because she's also my client, and she's in the wind.
So she has a co-defendant on the forgery.
Oh, on the forgery case, yes, she does.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, he was in this court. Livingston. Bueno, that's the bond. 10,000
Yes, ma'am.
split 5-5 on the drug case, and then the PR amount that I said on the forgery case with those conditions. Any other conditions, Mr. Vandenberg? Obviously, commit no new offenses. Any other conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Alrighty, that'll be the order. Thank you very much.
Thank
She
you,
does
Honor.
have-
May I be excused, ma'am?
She does have her settings. You may.
Yes, ma'am. Have a pleasant afternoon, Judge.
You too. Bye-bye. Who's next?
Second on page 24, Judge. Annex, may we have Romero, Marcos Romero?
Go ahead.
In cause number 2019-0D00361, State of Texas versus Marcos Romero III. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
You're muted, Mr. Dunn.
My apologies. Todd Dunham with Mr. Romero. We're present and ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Romero is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are scheduled for a pre-revocation and bond hearing. Mr. Dunham, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Romero is on on probation he pled in June of 2022, and he resides in Las Cruces. And I'm not positive, but I believe that is probation is aware of that. That's part of his probation. Unfortunately, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Romero in the jail, and I got some information from him. Most of it was supposed to come from his girlfriend, who I made attempts to contact. I must have a wrong number. So most of the information I could proffer, Your Honor, would have to be through question. I do know that he's a high school graduate, and he believes that there was a probation violation over a curfew issue. He and that is the information I have on his the reason that he would be in custody, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
the information the state has is that Mr. Romero was involved in an incident past curfew. It was near a bar, and he waited a month to report. He has not been attending mandatory sessions, not doing the mandatory assignments. He's not completed any community service hours. State has filed a motion to revoke, and we're thinking ACOP in this instance, and we oppose bond.
So he's on deferred, right? So Mr. Romero was, I think we dealt with him before. He had that incident over in Mesilla, had some issues. Aside from that, Carla, you sent me both the New Mexico, I mean, basically he wasn't complying in New Mexico, right?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
And then we had, I mean, so he wasn't compliant. I think he's been smoking marijuana drinks, and he's not compliant with his probation. So I'm not really sure. He's on deferred, so he's entitled to a bond. I don't know where
Yes, Your Honor.
that is coming from. Yeah. What is the state going to want to do with this case?
We would ask ACOP here, Your Honor.
The recommendation is for him to remain on supervision here in El Paso County. I thought that was something we had already agreed to, that he had already agreed to. I don't know, maybe I'm getting him confused, maybe with someone else. Hold on.
Your Honor,
Green for tap. Yes, ma'am.
the New Mexico case was closed out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he needed to be extradited to El Paso County. There are also allegations of alcohol besides marijuana use. There's also reports of alcohol use.
Yeah, he was non-compliant right away. I mean, he's just been put on probation in 2022, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
June of 2022. He was probated for 10 years, deferred.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Dunham? You're muted.
That's all I have, Your Honor. I would just add that he does need medication, and if the court could set a bond, a low PR bond would be good, or a PR bond would be good, Your Honor, or a low bond. And Mr. Romero, we're on YouTube Live, so I'm not going to ask you for a phone number, but I will contact you so I can get a phone number so I can contact your girlfriend.
So I'll be very straightforward. I'm not keeping him on probation. So he's gonna have a $100,000 bond, cash surety. I'm gonna reset him for a pre-revocation. We're here for pre-revo right now. We're gonna set him for 30 days pre-revo, and then a revocation hearing 2 weeks after that. Alrighty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Who's next?
Bottom of page
May I
20,
be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
in cause number 2019-0D00674, State of Texas versus Rafael Sanabria Leon. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
What page was this on?
Bottom of page 22, Judge.
Okay, and in this one, Mr. Leon, I believe, let me look it up. You had refused, or you were gonna hire your own attorney, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Thomas Carter. My brother talked to him already, and He said he was gonna come visit me sometime this week. Yes, this is the second time that I've been up here, and it hasn't come up, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. Let me look. And don't tell me, okay, so yes, you have the misdemeanor, and Mr. Carter was hired on one of those cases, but he's not entered an appearance in this case. And yeah.
He's in all my cases all my charges that I have on, because this is the first charge that I had, and they put me on probation, which I broke. And
I need you to stop. Let's just stop talking right now about the cases. We're going to reset Mr. Leon for 2 weeks. Ms. Jasmine, Court Jasmine, can you please contact Mr. Carter, Tommy Carter's office? I don't have any entry of appearance in this case from him. Mr. Leon, I mean, he hasn't indicated to the court that he's representing you, and I don't want to keep you just resetting every time. So you need to reach out to family and find out if he's actually going to do that. If not, we may need to reassess whether or not you're going to apply for a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're coming back in 2 weeks. Next. Is that all at downtown?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, downtown.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Have a good day.
You too.
On page 20, Judge, annex, may we have Chavez?
Mr. Munson, are you handling this one, or are both of you handling it?
So, Your Honor, I'll have the pending cases, and Mr. Vandenberg will be handling the probation cases.
Okay, we'll start with the new cases. Mr. Stevens, are you ready?
We're ready, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
In cause number 2023-0D0-0983 and 2022-0D0-2583 and 2020-0D0-6487 and 2021-0D0-0712 and 2021-0D0-2709, State of Texas versus Barnaby Chavez. Announcement of counsel, please.
Preston Munson for the stage ready, Your Honor.
Brent Stevens for Mr. Chavez, and we are ready.
And Mr. Chavez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. I did receive from the initial plea paperwork your client's waiver of an in-person hearing. Is that correct, Mr. Stevens? He agrees to do this via Zoom?
That's correct.
Mr. Chavez, do you understand that you could have this proceeding done in person in court? But I received a waiver saying that you're okay to do it via Zoom. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have been here a couple of times before. I'm going to start with the new case, not the one that's due to be dismissed, just the cause number ending 0983, and then we'll go to the probation cases. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so in order to get started with your pleas today, I need to swear you in. Would you raise your right hand, please? Sir, do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You can put your hand down. Would you state your name and date of birth for the record, please?
Barnaby Chavez, March 7th, 81.
Mr. Chavez, as I mentioned, we're starting just with the new cases, the non-probation cases. As to cause number ending 0983, there were documents that you should have reviewed with your attorney, the first of which is marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Those are the plea papers in that case. Within that document, you're guaranteed certain rights, including the right to remain silent, the right to trial by jury, the right to counsel, the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, and the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. Mr. Chavez, do you recall reviewing State's Exhibit number 1 with your attorney and signing that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything contained within that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Stevens, have you had more than 10 days to prepare a defense in this case?
Yes, we have.
And did you explain the plea papers to your client?
Yes, I did.
Do you believe he has understood the admonishments, rights, and consequences of giving up these rights by entering his plea today?
Yes, he understands it.
Mr. Chavez, are you satisfied with your attorney's representation of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Stevens, any reason to believe your client is not presently competent to enter his pleas?
No, none at all.
Mr. Chavez, have you ever been found mentally incompetent by any court?
No, Your Honor.
ever been examined by a doctor or psychiatrist who has found you mentally ill?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so based on your testimony, your attorney's representations, and my observations of you, I'm going to find that you are competent to enter your pleas today. Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you born?
Los Angeles, California.
Okay. In this one cause number, you were charged by indictment with 2 counts, but I understand your plea is only as to count 1, the charge being possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1 in an amount between 4 and 200 grams. Sir, to that charge, what is your plea, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you making your plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll find you are making your plea freely and voluntarily. Mr. Munson, would you summarize the evidence, please?
If this case would have proceeded to trial, the state of Texas would have proven beyond a reasonable doubt on or about the 4th day of July, 2020, County of El Paso, State of Texas, Barnaby Chavez did then and there intentionally or knowingly possess a controlled substance, namely methamphetamine, including adulterants or dilutants in an amount of 4 grams or more, but less than 200 grams. Move to admit States Exhibit 1, the plea papers, and States Exhibit 2, 3914.
No objection.
Without objection, states 1 and 2 are admitted. What is the plea agreement?
Plea agreement is 2 years TDC. In addition, the count 2, the tampering, will be dismissed, as well as the 3 counts of smuggling in 2022 0D0 2583.
Mr. Stevens, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
It is, Judge. And in addition, we had also agreed that the state will agree with, or at least not oppose my client getting credit for the time going back to the date of offense on the new charge.
Okay. All right. With that understanding, Mr. Chavez, is that your understanding of the plea agreement as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And understand, Mr. Chavez, that the plea agreement is not binding on the court. However, if I were to reject it, I would allow you to withdraw your plea. If I follow the plea agreement, you may not appeal this case except on matters raised by written motion and ruled on before trial or by permission of the court. The next document I'm going to ask you about is the 1-page document entitled The Trial Court Certification of Your Right to Appeal. It is a document that explains your appeal rights. Because this is a plea bargained or negotiated case, you do not have an automatic right of appeal. Mr. Chavez, do you recall reviewing the trial court certification with your attorney and signing that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was signed by your attorney and signed by the court as well. So on your plea of guilty and the evidence introduced, I will accept your plea and at this time find the evidence substantiates your guilt. I will find you guilty of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1 in an amount between 4 and 200 grams, and I will sentence you according to the plea agreement to 2 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division. You will receive credit for any and all time that you have served, and of course that will run concurrent with any probation revocations today. I have also signed dismissals as to count 2 in this cause number, and I have also signed a dismissal in cause number 2022 0D0 2583. Anything else on those 2 cases?
Nothing further from the state.
Judge, the only thing I have is to give the times that we would request that he be given credit for on that possession case.
What are the dates?
There are the date of offense was July 4th, 2020. He was in jail August 28 and 29 of 2020, October 11 through 17 of 2020, and December 29 of 2020, June 4th of 2021, and then September 17th through February 1st of 2022, September 17th, 21 through February 1st, 22, and then June 25th, 22 to present. It came out to, my calculation is 475 days.
Okay. So I'll ask the clerk to double check that calculation, but all of those will be granted.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, now as to the probation cases, or anything else on those 2? Okay, as to the probation cases in cause number 2020 0D0 6487, Mr. Chavez, I think actually on all of these you pled on February 1st. Okay, in cause numbers 2020 0D0 6487, you were charged, you pled to 5 years probation on February 1st, 2022 to unauthorized use of a vehicle. 2021 0D0 0712, 5 years straight probation, pled to on February 1st, 2022, abandoning or endangering a child, criminal negligence. And on 2021 0D0 2709, same charge, abandoning, endangering a child, criminal negligence. Also 5 years probation on February 1st, 2022. Is all of that accurate, Mr. Chavez, as to those 3 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Stevens, do you waive reading of the motions to revoke in these cases?
I do, Judge.
Mr. Chavez, there were documents also marked as state's exhibits in each of those cases, the stipulations and waivers in each of those cases documenting that you had received and were given the conditions of your probation and then the subsequent violations therein. Do you recall reviewing those stipulations and waivers in each of these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything contained in those documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Stevens, did you explain those documents to your client?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Chavez, do you understand that by signing those documents, you were giving up certain constitutional rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you were making a judicial confession?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you freely and voluntarily waiving the rights explained in those documents that you signed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that on a plea of true and all reasonable probability, I will find the allegations in the state's motions to be true, and in all reasonable probability, your supervision will be revoked in each of these cases? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
In cause number 2020-0D06487, do you wish to enter a plea of true or not true?
True.
In cause number 2021-0D00712, what is your plea, true or not true?
True.
In cause number 2021-0D02709, what is your plea, true or not true?
True.
Are you making your pleas of true because the allegations are true and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will find that your pleas of true are being made freely and voluntarily. I know we had discussed a plea agreement initially, the court, and I understand that Mr. Chavez is in agreement with the 22 months on the state jails. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was that you, Mr. Chavez? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I am going to admit into evidence states 1, 2, and 3 in each of these cases. Court will take judicial notice of all the documents in each of the district clerk's files in these cases. Based on the evidence presented here today and on your pleas of true, I find there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations in the state's motions to revoke. And I will now make a finding that the allegations in each of those cases is true. The judgment in each of these cases is hereby amended from 5 years community supervision to 22 months confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice State Jail Facility. Again, receiving credit for time served.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Stevens,
No, not from the defense.
from the state?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, and so it's clear everything will run concurrent. Thank you very much, Mr. Chavez. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Who's next?
Page number 23, Judge. Annex, may we have Miller?
All right, go ahead.
In cause number 2022-0D03762, State of Texas versus Victor Manuel Miller. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. I really think this is, however, Mr. Preston's case.
He was just here.
Probably right.
Well, it's a probation. Yeah, I don't know. Does he usually handle them in the probation state?
That's my understanding.
Okay, so we need Mr. Munson back.
If you hold on, he's right down the hall.
Okay.